we chatting with Colin before lecture, and I told a story what I experienced, and I was kind of puzzled why it happened, and knowing the topic, I kind of shared the experience, and he says you gotta share it. Okay, I'm kind of hobby farmer, and I had a couple hives of honeybees, and at that time I had a 40 honeybees, what I had in the summer, and everything went normal. As normally in the fall, you take all honey off, you feed pretty much 1 to 2 sugar syrup. That's all honey farmers do in this area, and that's settled them for winter because that's a kind of side topic, but if you know the canola fields is here around, they are all genetically modified on most part, and if they get honey from canola, they can't process through the winter because it's crystallized in a form that they can't access. That's why farmers pull off all honey usually and feed just sugar syrup for a winter, otherwise they starve, even though they have a full hive with the honey. So I did, and during the summer, there was one swarm came in my yard, and I had a granary, which was built from 2x4s and 3/8 plywood on both sides, but its granary is old, and on the corner is kind of a little bit rotted, and there was a hole, and all the swarm went in. And I was happy and thinking, okay, I will get it in the fall back in the hive. But it got so busy in that fall that I never get to that swarm, and I said, well, okay, whatever, because it's small wall and it's no insulation. So I fed my bees. They are full with honey. I did a medicine, whatever, for varroa mites and all these diseases, what we have, treatments, which everybody does. I wrapped them nicely in the warm these blankets and roof and settle for the winter and everything. And next spring I coming and opening one hive and second hive, and all is dead. Actually, I lost 38 from 40, so 2 only was live. And then I went by to the shed, and I looked at those bees flying in and out. They didn't have insulation. They never had fed. They never had the medicine. Yes, and they survived. And I was so puzzled at that time. I started to think something is wrong. And I talked as well with other farmers, and that's not only me. I'm hobbyist. I might do some mistakes and kill my bees. But I hear around here professional farmers who has hundreds and thousands of the beehives. They sometimes lose 50%, 80%, huge losses. And they scratch their head and can't figure out what happened, why they're losing. And of course there is theories, but my suspicion was from that time that it's something it has to do with sugar, with feed I give. Otherwise, how in the world those bees could survive which didn't have any sugar? That was the only main difference. The medicine couldn't hurt, but so. And after that, I left always 2 boxes their own honey. I of course lose 1 box of honey, but I lose. I leave those 2 boxes honey for the winter, and then sugar is just adding as additional to fill the gaps. So that doesn't guarantee I didn't found a recipe that I don't lose anything, but next year's it was a bit better. And I talked with one farmer as well, beekeeper, and he says, yeah, there is sometimes those sugars, it's differ from year to year, how they process or additives, and who knows what they filter them through or purify. I don't know those all details, but he said noticed as well that there is variations from the syrup he feeds. So yeah, that's my story. And I asked, can it be connected? Does it make sense? That's why I shared the story.
I think it is connected, I do. I mean, you think about it. What did we say? What he fed them, so you understand, what he fed them was refined sugars. What do refined sugars contain? Nothing. How is a bee going to live through the winter with nothing? But the bees that were in the wall, they were feeding on their own sugar, on their own honey, and they all survived through the winter. I thought you need to share that because that's case in point to what I was sharing with you about the bitter truth of honey. And he showed us clearly, even in the animal